Okay, we're going to look at this in this video at how we factorize complex quadratics. So a complex quadratic, a simple quadratic would be like x squared plus 6x plus 8. A complex one would be one that gets to where your number in front of your x squared or your coefficient in front of your x squared is something other than 1. So it makes it a wee bit more difficult. We're going to do this using what's called the sum and product method. So the sum and product method gives us a way to split this up so that then we can factorize it. So your sum is the number of x's. So in this case, there's 7 x's. Your product, P, is this number. I'll highlight it. This number times this number. So 2 times 3. So it is just going to be equal to 6. So what you have to do is you've got to go through all the ways that you can get an answer of 6. So let's just go through. 6 is 1 times 6. It is 2 times 3. And then you would just be going over yourself. It would be 3 times 2, it would be 6 times 1. But all of these ways all multiply to give 6, but this one adds to give 7. So the sum is 7, and the product is 6. So the two numbers, I'll just move that across a wee bit, how we worked that out, but our two numbers then were 1 and 6. Okay, now what this tells you what to do then, it tells you how you're going to rewrite this first equation. So this first equation over here, I'll do it in blue. We then rewrite the equation. So we'll just say rewrite. No, it's not an equation at all, it's an expression. Rewrite the expression as 2x squared plus 1x plus 6x plus 3. So where that has magically appeared from, remember, we said our two numbers were 1 and 6, so that's 1x and 6x. So that's all we have done there. Now we can factorize this thing here. We can factorize the first two terms. You could pull an x outside a bracket, leaving you 2x plus 1. And then the next one, you could pull out next two terms, you could pull out a 3, leaving you 2x plus 1. And then you've got the same common bracket. So we could write that as 2x plus 1, write down your common bracket, and then up above it was multiplying x, and it was multiplying plus 3, and that is us done. Okay, we're going to do a couple more of these. Some of them can be fairly tricky. So in this one, we'll say that our sum is minus 4. I'm going to change the size of this pen, it's a wee bit blotchy looking. The product then is 5 times minus 12, so be careful of minus. 5 times minus 12 is minus 60. Okay, I have no idea. So to do this, I'll come back to this in a second. I'm going to work through minus 60 in all the ways I can get minus 60. So minus 60 could be minus 1 times 60. It could be minus 2 times 30. It could be minus 3. It could be minus 3 times 20. It could be minus 4 times 15. It could be minus 5 times 12. And it could be minus 6 times 10. That doesn't quite work, but what would work would be minus 10 times 6. So minus 10 plus 6 would add to give you your minus 4. So there's how we've got our working out for that one to get those two things. So our two numbers were minus 10 and 6. So you rewrite your expression just like we did in the last example as 5x squared minus 10x plus 6x minus 12, and then you get factorizing. So you factorize the first two terms, and you factorize them, like the way you say it is you factorize them completely. So you can pull out a 5, but you could also pull out an x, so pull out both of those. So 5x comes out, leaving you x minus 2. Over here, 6 comes out, leaving you x minus 2. And then just do this robotically now, write down your common bracket, and then what was in front of it, 5x plus 6, and that's you done. Okay, the next one, we have got 3x squared minus 8x plus 5. So my sum is minus 8. My product is a 3 times a 5, so it's 15. So we've got 15, and it's a positive 15 but a negative sum. So the only way it's going to work is if you have two negatives. So minus 15 and minus 3 and minus 5. And there we are, almost straight away we've got it. So our two numbers are minus 3 and minus 5. So we'll rewrite our expression. So just say rewrite. And it was 3x squared minus 3x minus 5x plus 5. And then we'll factorize completely. So I can pull out a 3x, leaving me x minus 1. Over here, I'll pull out a minus 5. And that gives me x minus 1. Now, a lot of people make a mistake and pull out a plus 5, leaving you minus x plus 1. If you do that, you'll soon realize you've not got a common bracket, so you need to play around with it a wee bit. Then your last line, write it again, x minus 1 upon 3x minus 5, and that's it. Okay, the last one, very difficult one, I think, in this one. Your sum, it involves x's and y's, this one, your sum and your product. So your sum, let's think back to the previous example. The sum was the thing that was multiplying the x. So in this case, what's multiplying my x is minus y. And again, in the previous example, the product was this number times this thing. So the product in this one is going to be 6 times minus y squared. So it's minus 6y squared. So you've got to go through all the ways of getting minus 6y squared. So minus 6y squared equals, I could have minus y times 6y. That would work. I could have minus 2y times 3y. I could have then minus 3y times 2y, and if you add those two, you will get minus y. So that's what we're looking for. So we're splitting this up as minus 3y and 2y. So rewrite your expression, and then it's just as easy as the last one, really. Rewrite the expression as 6x squared, and then you had minus 3y times x, and then plus 2y times x, and then that is very bad of me. Apologies. You should always write your letters alphabetically. So it's minus 3xy and plus 2xy, and then minus y squared. And then that will become, it'll factorize just to give you 3x could come outside the bracket. So 3x could come out, leaving you 2x minus y. And over here, y could come out, leaving you 2x minus y. Again, do this robotically. Write down your common bracket, and then what do you have? 3x plus y, multiplying it, and that's us done.